I planted our currant bush 4 years ago. It seems like every year it produces more and more berries. Well, this year I finally have enough berries to make Bar-le-duc, or currant preserves. Now, I explained to Nathaniel yesterday how important it is just to pick the bright red ones. But we can do a taste test for you about the pink berries too. You ready? There's one. All right, you ready? Mm-hmm. Okay, this is the pink. This is the not ripe. Go. Oh. You only want the brightest red berries for your Bar-le-duc. I think we have enough, so let's get started. Our recipe for currant preserves calls for 1 quart of currants. My son will tell you they need to be red and ripe. Let's go give them a rinse. Now, we don't spray or use pesticides at our farm, and because the berries are up on a bush and not on the ground, I'll just give them a light rinse. I've already washed our jars, our lids, and our bands. Our lids are soaking in hot water, and I've inspected each one of the jars. This one has a chip in it. We're not going to use this one because the lid would never seal, and this is dangerous. Now, Bar-le-duc, or currant preserves, actually have about a 600-year history. They're named for a region in France where it originated. The recipe is really simple: currants, water, sugar, and honey. Now, I've already started our boiling bath canner on the stove, so let's take our ingredients and start cooking. Okay, we're going to add our water, our sugar, and our honey. Now we're going to bring this to the soft ball stage. If you have a thermometer, you can bring it up to 238 degrees. The foam that's developing is just impurities from the honey. It's harmless. It's just a matter of evaporating the excess water in your recipe. We're getting there. And we've reached the soft ball stage. I'm going to add our berries. Bring it back to a boil and boil hard for 1 minute. So I had a little more water drip down with the berries from the colander. It's probably going to take a few more minutes just to get back to that stage. Now is a good time to mention, one of my cookbooks said, if you're a pure currant preserve classicist, you can actually pierce each one of the berries and gently squeeze out the seed. I'm not that classicist. Okay, our mixture's coming back to a boil. Once it reaches a boil, we're going to boil hard for 1 minute. It's beautiful, isn't it? Okay, we'll start our timer for 1 minute. I'm going to continue to stir. Remember, we have honey and sugar in our pot, so you want to keep your mixture moving. I like to double check the sheeting off of the spatula. That's another clue. For your jellies and jams and preserves. All right, our currant preserves are currently preserved. Let's get this into the jars. Smells delicious. We're gonna ladle this into one of our smaller jars. I love the little 4-ounce jars. It's perfect for bringing it out during a special gathering. Doesn't that look nice? We'll use our little lid lifter. Put our band on. Finger tighten. Fill the rest of these. Start processing. Our water's boiling. And we'll load up our processor. It's beautiful. Jars down gently. Bring the water back to a boil, 10 minutes for processing. Beautiful. So when it's time to break out the Bar-le-duc in the winter months, I'll take a look at these little jars and recall the summer afternoon that I preserved our currants, homegrown on a hobby farm. Delicious.